Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me in my office. This is where I write. I am Tamara Bundy, and I have written a few books. This is my latest one called Walking with Miss Millie, and this is where I do all my writing. You can see my really messy bookcase back there. I like to think it's because I'm creative, but if your mom and dad ask you to clean up your room because it's a mess, don't try to tell them it's just because you're creative. I don't think they'll buy that. But you can see, now I'm seeing my bookcase really is messy. It's really because I like to pull out my books a lot and look at them and read them and learn from them and live them over again. So you can also see that I have my pencil. It's the very first pencil I got when I was in second grade that says I'm a big time writer. You can see if you've read Walking with Miss Millie, there's a dog up there that represents Clarence, the dog that's on the cover there. There's a picture of me with my writing idol, Sharon Draper, that I met a while back. And the little lamb up there is from my next book that comes out next year called Pixie Pushes On, which I'm super excited about that one too. You can kind of see another one of my favorites is the Dr. Seuss Cat in the Hat back there because Dr. Seuss meant so much to me. I think one of the reasons I'm a writer today is because I was crazy about Dr. Seuss and the rhythm and rhyme of words. So today, I'm so glad you could join me. I wanted to read to you the first chapter of my book, Walking with Miss Millie. If you haven't read it, it's a middle grade historical fiction, and it's just so fun for me to hear when people read it and tell me what they think about it and how much it touched them. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy this little vision, or little version of it. I'm working on my vision with these glasses because I need them because I'm getting older, and that's what happens. This book starts out with a dedication, and it says, to Marshall, Jordan, and Caleb for reminding me that all that really matters is love. Those are my nephews. And chapter 1 starts like this. The day we drove into Rainbow, Mama was pulling out all her tricks to distract us, trying to pretend we hadn't just left every one of our friends 10 hours behind. Oh, Alice, look at my old hometown. See the trees lining the street? And the nice wide sidewalks? It's all so pretty. Out my window, I saw a beat-up sign that once said, Welcome to Rainbow. But now, with most of the letters faded, it only read, Come Rain. And that made more sense in this dried-up little town. I remember Daddy saying that the only good day in Rainbow, Georgia is the day you leave. I used to laugh real hard when he said stuff like that. Then Daddy left us, even though we weren't even living in Rainbow. And I didn't think that joke was as funny anymore. There's a lot that's not funny anymore. Up till the last month of 4th grade, I was mostly happy. But then Mama called a family meeting. Family meetings of the past had been for our cat needing to be put down, us moving to a smaller house, and of course, Daddy leaving. So I knew better than to think that meeting was going to be pleasant. And I was right. Alice, Mama's voice interrupted my thoughts. Look at that library over there. I used to spend so much time there. You and Eddie will love it. Look how charming it is. It was nothing more than an old brick house with a wooden porch out front and a chalkboard sign with the words City of Rainbow Library painted on it. Underneath, someone had scribbled, Make the summer of '68 great. Dive into a good book. Yeah, this was going to be fun. And look there, that's Emory Elementary, where you both will start in the fall. Oh, wait, don't tell Eddie that. I'm not sure they can accept him. Haven't talked to them yet, so don't tell Eddie about the school thing. I wasn't telling Eddie anything. He fell asleep over an hour ago. I looked at him, snoring like he didn't have a worry in the world, still clutching that plate he always pretends is a steering wheel. When Mama drives, Eddie drives too. When she turns left, he turns that plate left. He's a real good backseat driver till he gets bored and wants a book or some toy. But still, he never lets go of that plate. Back home, Eddie went to the Ohio School for the Deaf. Got in a big van to go to his school every day since he was 3. Don't know why Mama thinks he will just be able to start going to public school with me now that we live in some tiny little town. Is he going to walk through the door in a new school and just start hearing? I was starting to worry about my Mama's forgetfulness more than Grandma's. When Grandma came to visit us last Easter, she got lost. She was driving to Columbus the same way she always did for every holiday. But this year, she called from some diner way out in Pennsylvania. She shouldn't have even been in Pennsylvania. Even I knew that. I thought it was funny, but I remember Mama didn't laugh. She had this look on her face like a diner in Pennsylvania was the absolute worst place Grandma could ever end up. But Grandma eventually made it to our house just fine. Mama drove her back after Easter and then took the bus home. And I didn't think anything about it till Mama called that family meeting. Mama told us Grandma's memory was getting worse, and it wasn't a good idea for her to live by herself anymore. I figured that meant Grandma would move in with us. I knew our house was small, but since Daddy left, Mama had the whole bed to herself, so I figured Grandma could sleep with her, at least until Daddy came back. But Mama said no. Grandma's life was in Rainbow. She needed to stay where she knew people, where she'd spent most of her life. She needed to be in her home. Not sure why Mama didn't understand. That's what I needed too. And that's the end of chapter 1. I hope if you haven't read it that you might take a chance to read it sometime, and I hope you let me know what you thought of it if you did. So whatever you do, keep reading, read, write. Let me know what you're thinking of everything, and have yourself a great day. Thanks for joining me.